Hello again. So previously I showed you how you can enable macro in an Excel file and then add developer tab. After adding developer tab, how you can create a project in VBA enabled windows. On a new window, how you can write a new project, how you can rename them and remove them, and how you can write a simple code to start with sub, end with end sub. I showed you previously. Now I would like to talk about when you write a code, it should be laid out neatly. So you can see in this code we added indentation, that means gaps. Whenever we start a program, we ended a program, we can see directly where it started, where it ended. And if we have any loops, we can follow them. That means this dimension function is started here and ended here. This for loop started here, ended here. That means we can easily follow them. But without this indentation, so you can see we have the same program or codes that we wrote here is copied below, and it's not easy to follow. We don't know where it started, where it ended any loop. That's why using indentation is useful. Also, neatly writing them, if you write it haphazardly, that's not easy to follow someone else when you are sharing with your peers or sharing with someone else. So after we add the first line and last line, in between them we write our code, but we also need to add some comments, because the codes we write is that those are some functions, some names. But for us, if we want to open our code again, work on it again to update it, it's not easy to follow if we don't have any comments. So that's why commenting is really important in the coded world, in the code world, I would say. So let's show you how you can add comments on your program. So let's go back to the program we were writing previously. So that's the one we were writing. Let's clear and take out the second line we added previously. So let's say I would like to add a comment on this program. And then where I want to add the comment, I just kept my cursor over there. And if you add apostrophe s, then that's actually telling me that we can write a comment after this apostrophe s. So let's say this is a so you can see I added a comment. If I run the program, then it's not going to read that line. But if I take out that apostrophe s, keep the line as is, let's remove the indentation, and see, it says that it's an error. Okay, and add apostrophe s since it's a message for other people or a comment for yourself. We can also add a comment. Another approach, just write rem and then say another approach. So that means we are writing a code, writing a comment just by typing rem. And again, you can go back and change your appearance of the comment. Sometimes people like to make it, let's say, a green color or some other color. I prefer to use the green color. Okay, so we added our code, and don't forget to save. Now I would like to talk more about what are the basic VBA grammar and what you will be learning in this course, and how you can change the values of cells and then format those cells. Let's start with VBA grammar. So let's show you how we can add every time a new worksheet on Excel. Just by typing worksheets.add, we'll add a new worksheet. So on our code, we can write it anywhere. So you can see, you can give it a gap or write somewhere. But let's say I would like to add a worksheet. Dot means more options. So I would like to add worksheets whenever we run a program. So let's say add. So I'm telling that whenever I run this program, every time, you can see right now it has sheet 1, so every time it will add a new worksheet. So that means right now we have 1, it will add sheet number 2, since we said that every time add a new sheet. So let's run the program. So you can see it added a new sheet in here, also over here, and we just added the first name. Where? In A1 cell. So let's say on this page we want to add another value or change them or keep it as is. So let's say copy and then paste, but this time I would like to add B1. We did it before, so B1 last name, but this time I don't want to add a new worksheet, otherwise it will add sheet number 3 here and sheet number 3 here. So let's keep it as a comment. So that means my program is not going to add a new worksheet. So let's select and then run. So I added the last name on this worksheet, worksheet number 2. Let's do the same that we did, copy pasting codes and add more variable names on other cells as well. Let's go back to our code, and this time we say that we will be copy pasting, but when we will be copy pasting, what we would like to do is that in A1, A2, A3 we want to add some other variable names. So let's take out this one and let's clean up on our Excel page. So let's say on this page I don't want to add that. Let's clean up and then go back to VBA from here, or maybe you can say on the F11 and hit Alt, or just click on it. So this time we will be working on the active sheet 2, and we would like to add other codes. You can copy paste or you can type. Let's say copy paste. This time we would like to add it on A2. In A2 I would like to say what's the date today, and then next line I would like to say in A3 we would like to add version. And let's give it a gap. Let's see in our blank sheet number 2, the active sheet, what happens? If I say run the program, so you can see the first name, the variable name date, variable name version is added. So let's add more codes and say we would like to add these codes, so you can type them. That means in range B, in this column, we are saying that what should be the name. The name should be coming from the computer names. In my laptop, what's the username I added? It should be adding that name. That means it's taking the names from the environment. And today's date, it will be adding that date, and this is a constant, so I say that just add a value 2. So let's run the program and see. So if I go back, so you can see this is nothing. That means it's not adjusted. So let's adjust them. Just like you learned before, how you can adjust them is from format, auto fit column height, and then you can see it's adding date. If I run this program tomorrow or after 10 days, it will automatically add the date of that day. So that means if you need to automate, or let's say you want to send some files and create some data file, and if you want to add the current date, you can add this date function. So in VBA code, maybe you notice that before the equal sign, we are saying that what we would like to do, where we are going to do that, and what we want to add. After the equal sign on the right hand side, we are saying executing it, that what we would like to add. That means what you would like to get as an output. Save. Now I want to format these cells. I can format them, and then I can add more properties. I can choose the interior color. So that means in my Excel page, in the cell, what should be color of those variable names? What should be the background color of that cell? We can add that. So these are the function that we can add. So let's go back and let's add some colors, the font color and the background color. So over here, we would like to say that right now I want to add some colors. So let's say add colors, and then what is the range? So we don't need to add those spaces. We can remove those spaces. Okay, let's add range where you want to add the color. So I say that from A1 up to A3 I want to add the font color. So add dot, after dot say control spacebar. When I hit control spacebar, it's telling me what you want to add. So I say that I want to add font. If you hit F, that will take you to the options where it started with F. So I say font. So let's see, font, maybe I need to write capital F, dot control spacebar, capital F ONT, font dot control spacebar, say color COLOR, You can see it's saying the color, and then equal sign. What's the color you want to add in these cells, in these 3 cells? So you have to start with VB. After you write VB, say Control spacebar and say choose any color you like, any color. So let's say I would like to add the font color is black. You can see other colors are showing up. Okay, see, it's showing me the error. What's the error? While I was typing, I forgot to add inverted commas. That's why it gave me that error. Okay, let's do the same for them and then add some background color. So dot interior. So you can see interior dot color equal. So let's say red, green, blue, and choose from Control spacebar, and you can use any color. Let's say I would like to add this color as a background of those cells. Select that. Then keep your Excel page open. Let's say remove that and select, and then run the program. If you go back, you will see that it's adding the black color and it's adding the background color. You can change. Let's say we don't want VB black. Control spacebar. Let's say blue maybe. And then select and run the program. So you can see it turned into blue. And save. So let's say I'm done with coding, and then I save my program. Save, close, and then save also over there. And the name is class practice 1. Then I'm going to show you where I saved it. So you can see it's saved here. If I close and go back where I saved it, so it's macro enabled, because you can see the symbol is there. It says that it's macro enabled worksheet. So if I double click and say it, you will see that it will give you a message, the security warning. Would you like to enable that? You say yes, I would like to enable the content. To see what you wrote previously, go to the developer tab. On the macros, see the code, the project you created is here. You can go edit, and you can see it's opening your file. Or you can say go to VBA, and it's the same thing. You can close your program and then open it again. You can see it's there. Or you can create a new module. So that's what I showed you, how you can save, run the program, close the program, reopen then, and then see the security message. So that's the steps we followed. And then that's what I showed you, how you can write this program and how you can update or edit them. You can delete everything, rerun them, change any property, anything you want, and rerun them, and then create, or maybe create a new sheet if you want. So let's say I would like to run it on another sheet. So right now it's in sheet number 2, but in sheet number 1, so let's say delete this column, and let's say over here I would like to add the code. That means the output I would like to see in sheet number 1. Previously we had it in sheet number 2, the output. So let's see, because we did not mention exactly in which sheet we want to add the output. We want to see the result. So you can see which one is active. This Excel page, it's actually applying the result over there. Now I would like to run the program directly on the Excel page. So let's close them. Let's close, and then on this blank page we would like to run the program we just wrote. To do that, you have to open the macros, and you will see that if you have more subroutines written, it will be listed in here. So I just selected the one we added and keep my cursor anywhere, it doesn't matter, because we mentioned exactly where we want to write our code. So if we run the program, you can see directly it's added on this page and on these cells, same, and you can save that. That means we can add it on other pages too. So that's the one I showed you, how we can run the program using macros on the Excel page. So sometimes what happens is that even if you enable the macro, it's not showing you the code you wrote. To check that, you need to go to the files, options, then trust center. So let's show you what I meant. I go to file, options, and then you can see the trust center, settings. On the settings, I need to see the macro settings. So on this macro setting, it says disable all macros, but we need to enable all macros. Okay, so that means we are going to add that. That's what I showed in here. That means we need to, it was disabled, we need to enable them. So we enabled, say OK. That means you are not going to get that message. Then if you feel like you are done adding all your codes, all your outputs are there, then again save the program and close, and always check whether you have the file, and then you have macro enabled. Open it and see, since we said that we trust and then we enable the macros, it's not showing us the message again. I hope you enjoyed. So in the next video I will show you these examples. Thank you.